Let's talk about zoning, setbacks, and buildable area. Zoning is the way that governments, city governments usually, or counties, right, control the physical development of land and the kinds of uses to which each individual property can be put. What do I mean by that? I mean, can you build a factory right here next to the house? Or is this zoned for residential and you can only build housing? Zoning is typically determined by the municipality. That's usually a city or a county here in the United States. And you can find out this information, since we're in the internet era, usually on an online map. All right, and here is the one for the city of Harrisburg. You can see that it is defined into specific zones, all right, and those zones are marked on the map. Zoning will control the type of activity that can happen on a particular piece of land, but it also controls the location and the bulk of the building you can place on that land. So for example, are you allowed to build 6 stories or only 2 in your particular zone? Are you able to fill up the entire property, or are you restricted to a particular floor area ratio, right? Can you build at the very front of the property, or do you actually have to push your building back? One of the tools used in zoning is called setbacks, sometimes also called yards. Setbacks are a particular distance, all right, that controls the location of the building on the sites. There's typically front setbacks, kind of shown in pink here, away from the street. There's side setbacks. It can be a difference between an interior side and, if you have a side street, a side setback over here, and also a rear setback. Setbacks will control the location of buildings and structures on a site, but typically you're able to place paved areas, landscaped areas, and also do site grading all the way out to your property line. Buildable area is going to be all of the space on your site that is not inside a setback or an easement. Right? It's all of the space that's available to be built on, right? Typically, you're not allowed to fill this entire area completely full, right? Some locations, yes, very urban locations, but often not. Most zoning ordinance will specify a percentage of that property that can be built on. So if you hear these terms, lot coverage or floor area ratio, right? What they're talking about is how much of the buildable area of a site can be filled up.